It is 18 November 2021. It is Thursday of the 33rd week in Ordinary Time. I ask you all to please pray for Rudy van Persie, who died last week in the going of his life. He is one of the Lord's chosen. This was confirmed to me by the Spirit and by the Lord. Please pray for his family, that in time they too can see the visions that I have seen, and they come to rejoice in his joining of his brothers in heaven and his lifetime eternity service of the Lord Jesus Christ. Our first reading is from the book of the Maccabees. The officers of the king in charge of enforcing the apostasy, came to the city of Modin to organize the sacrifices. Many of Israel joined them, but Matthias and his sons gathered in a group apart. Then the officers of the king addressed Matthias. "You are a leader, an honorable and great man in this city, supported by sons and king. Come now, be the first to obey the king's command, as all the Gentiles and the men of Judah and those who are left in Jerusalem have done. Then you and your sons shall be numbered among the king's friends, and shall be enriched with silver and gold and many gifts." But Matthias answered in a loud voice, "Although all the Gentiles in the king's realm obey him, so that each forsakes the religion of his or her fathers, and consents to the king's orders, yet I and my sons and my kin will keep to the covenant of our fathers. God forbid that we should forsake the law and the commandments. We will not obey the words of the human king, nor depart from our religion in the slightest degree." As he finished saying these words, a certain Jew came forward in the sight of all to offer sacrifice on the altar in Modin, according to the king's orders. When Matthias saw him, he was filled with zeal. His heart was moved and his just fury was aroused. He sprang forward and killed that man upon the altar. At the same time, Matthias also killed the messenger of the king who was forcing them to sacrifice, and he tore down the altar. Thus, he showed his zeal for the law of God, just as Phinehas did with Zimri, son of Salu. Then Matthias went through the city, shouting, "Let everyone who is zealous for the law and who stands by the covenant follow after me." Thereupon he fled to the mountains with his sons, leaving behind in the city all their possessions. Many who sought to live according to righteousness and religious custom went out into the desert to settle there. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.